It's okay. It's okay, I'm here," she whispered to me as she held my frail body close to her. My head was on her chest. I could barely make out her heartbeat as I cried. "I'm here. Shh. Nothing's going to hurt you. It's okay." This woman told me that she is my sister, and so far she hasn't done anything for me to doubt her. She ran her fingers through my hair, repeating those words over and over until my crying was reduced to shaky breathing. She gently laid me back down on the bed and held my hand. She looked at me, full of worry. There were heavy dark circles under her blue eyes. She put her hand on my forehead, then slid it down to my cheek. "Was it the same nightmare as before?" she asked me. I nodded, trying to keep from crying again. Her eyebrows knit together. "Does anything hurt?" Just my chest," I told her. Can I have some water?" "Yeah, I'll be back in a minute." She stood up and walked out of the room. I tried to relax while she was gone. I pulled myself up in a sitting position, moving the pillow against the headboard so I could lean back comfortably. My wheelchair was sitting against a wall nearby, but I've been trying to use it less. My cane was closer, leaning against my bed. I picked up the ear thermometer off the nightstand and tried to put a new plastic cap on it, but it kept falling off when I tried to put it to my ear. This should be the easiest thing in the world. Why am I struggling with it? I tried to put it on again and again, with the same result. My hands were starting to shake as I grew more and more frustrated. Then she walked back into the room, holding a glass of water. She handed it to me as she sat down by my side. I took a few gulps while she picked up the thermometer and plastic tip and easily put it on. She put it in my ear then. I heard the thermometer start beeping and she pulled it away to see what it said, breathing a sigh of relief. "You have a slight fever," she told me, throwing away the plastic tip in the wastebasket nearby. "How are you feeling? Any headaches or nausea?" "No," I shook my head. "That's good. Do you remember anything?" "Nothing," I sighed, looking off to the side. I could see some orange light peeking in through the small gap in the curtains. She took my hand. "It will come back to you, don't worry," she assured me. I tried to smile too. My entire world only consisted of this little house in the wood, and my sister is my only company. I remember nothing before the time I woke up a couple months ago, when my wounds were still fresh and I was too weak to even move my head. She wouldn't tell me what happened. She wouldn't tell me anything. All she would tell me is that the memory will come back eventually. "What do you want for breakfast?" Can I have one of those sandwiches you said I liked?" "Sure," she smiled. "I'll be right back, okay?" "Okay," I smiled back at her. She left the room again, leaving me alone. I sat there for a moment, taking small sips from my glass. She looked exhausted. Was it because of me? I must be such a burden to her. Once the smell of eggs and bacon drifted into my room, I eased myself to the edge of the bed. Getting my feet to the floor was the easy part. Once I got my cane and stood up, it felt like I was stepping on broken glass. Some of the pain went into my arm as I tried to put some weight on my cane. It was agonizing. But I need to do this. I need to build my strength back up so I can get better, so she won't have to worry about me. I slowly made my way to the door, tucking the empty glass under my arm to open it. My sister was in the kitchen, watching the two frying pans over the stove. There was a faint smell of bread mixed in with the bacon and eggs in the air. I hobbled over to the kitchen sink and set my glass in it. She looked up, eyebrows knit together in worry. "Oh, are you sure you should be up right now?" she asked me, flipping the fried eggs in the pan. I would have brought your sandwich in there for you. I didn't want to stay in my room all day, I told her. I'll be alright. She watched me for a minute, then turned back to the food. Okay, but let me know when you need help, okay? I will, I smiled at her. I went around her to the table nearby and sat down. The pain finally dulled, and I felt relieved. I watched my sister rush around the kitchen, from the stove to the coffee maker and toaster, to the counter where she had some condiments and cheese and lettuce sitting. She set 2 mugs of coffee on the table. I took a sip out of mine and looked down while she worked. Soon she set a plate in front of me with a bagel sandwich on it. She sat down across from me with her plate of eggs and bacon. She had 2 pieces of toast on the side. She picked up her fork and started eating. I picked up my sandwich, then looked it over, then took a small bite. It was good. There was a condiment she used that was a little sweet, but it mixed in with the flavors of the eggs, bacon, and cheese. I smiled as I took another bite. Is it good? She asked me in anticipation. Yeah, I see why I really liked them before, I told her honestly. She smiled. Hey, can you tell me something? Like, what were our parents like? Sure. Our dad left when you were pretty young, she explained, setting down her fork. My only memory of him was that he drank a lot. He wasn't the best guy to have around. Our mom was the best, though. She really cared for us and worked hard for the 2 of us to live comfortably. She was kind, and she loved us both. Really? I asked, taking another bite out of my sandwich. I remember one time you had a really bad scrape on your knee. I was panicking and crying along with you, but she quickly calmed us both down and bandaged you up. I think she found a puppy in the street and took it home. Yeah, and she giggled. Do you remember what kind of dog it was? I had to think for a moment. She was a Dalmatian, right? Yeah. See, I told you things would come back to you, she giggled. You're right, I replied, chuckling. I ate another bite out of my sandwich. I really felt better after asking her about this. I have to go to work today. Will you be okay on your own? I'll be alright. You don't have to worry about me. It's my job to worry about you, she told me. She gave me such an uneasy smile, though. After breakfast, she got ready for work, dressed in a pink polo shirt and jeans. She said goodbye, making sure that I was okay as she stepped out the door. She'll be back to check on me during her break. Until then, I was free to do whatever. For a while, I walked around, trying to get used to it. When I got tired, I just sat down and read a book. At one point, I zoned out while I watched the birds flying around the bird feeders out the window. I wish I could go somewhere. Maybe when I'm better, I can treat my sister to dinner. We could bring our friends, too. Wait, friends? Do I have friends? She never said that I did. Nobody has come to visit me either. Is there anyone outside this house who missed me? I try to remember, but a sharp pain shot through my skull. Maybe I can ask her about it when she comes back. It was almost time for my sister to come home. I decided to walk around again, going back and forth through the house. That intense headache came back when I passed the door in the kitchen. Why did looking at it make my ears ring? Actually, how have I not noticed it before? No, wait. I think that I just pretended it wasn't there. And I don't know why. I opened the door. revealing a stairway going down into the basement. It felt like something was down there. Something important. Maybe it's something that will help me remember. I leaned against the wall for support as I took my first step down the stairs. My heart was pounding harder and harder the further I went down. It felt like something happened down there. At the bottom of the stairs, I found a light switch. Turning on the light only revealed a small room full of dusty boxes. Halloween and Christmas decorations were stored down here. I could see the Christmas tree wrapped up in plastic at the back of the room. There shouldn't be anything wrong here. But this place felt so familiar in a bad way. And the more I looked, the more I began to realize why. There were dark stains splattered on the boxes, and a large spot on the concrete floor where I was standing, and some of the lines in the walls close to me were lighter than the rest. I think these light spots were where the blood was. I remember looking up the stairs. Someone was coming down. They had something in their hand. A long metal object. My skull was throbbing, but I need to find out more. I need to remember what happened. I went in further, looking around for something, anything. But my legs gave out. I fell to the floor and my cane rolled away from me. My entire body hurts. Definitely overdid it. I pushed myself up to a sitting position and tried to drag myself over to my cane. Something caught my eye, though. There was something metal tucked between a box and a wall. I dragged myself over to it and pulled out a crowbar covered in rust. No, this wasn't rust. It was blood. So, that's where it was hiding. It felt like my heart sank into my stomach. I slowly turned around, finding my sister standing over me. Her expression was blank, but her eyes bored into me like hot irons. I've seen this look before, and it sent chills down my spine. You... My words came out as a weak whimper. I didn't want to remember, but the memory forced itself back into my mind. You did this to me. Why? It's a really long story. She sighed. There was no trace of that kind-hearted sister of mine anywhere in her voice. It was cold. The sound of it made my heart race. It was the same as when she attacked me. Sis, I'm sorry. I quickly apologized, looking down at the floor. I shouldn't have come down here. I won't do it again. Please, let's just go back upstairs. I'm not mad at you. I'm more mad at myself for not being able to find that damn crowbar. I heard her step closer. You weren't supposed to remember that night. Her hand was suddenly over mine. But it's okay. It's an older sister's job to protect her little brother, even from unpleasant memories like this. I looked up and scrambled back away from her as she uncapped a needle with her teeth. What are you doing? I stuttered, my back hitting the wall. It's okay. It'll only hurt for a second, she told me, standing up. She slowly stepped closer and closer to me. Her expression was still empty, like every ounce of her humanity had left her body. Wait, please, don't do this, I pleaded with her. Please, I won't tell anyone, I promised. She got down on one knee and tightly grabbed my jaw, forcing me to look into her soulless eyes. She wouldn't let go, no matter how hard I struggled. I was too weak to fight her off. I'm only doing this because I love you. You don't deserve to live with these painful memories. Then I felt the prick of the needle in my neck. The pain really did only last a second. and then my body went numb all at once. I think she was holding me close as my world went to black. "Hey, it's okay. It's okay, I'm here," she whispered to me as she held my frail body close to her. My head was on her chest. I could barely make out her heartbeat as I cried. "I'm here. Shh. Nothing's going to hurt you. It's okay." This woman told me that she is my sister, and so far she hasn't done anything for me to doubt her.